Hello, ladies and gentlemen, LMG here, and welcome to some reaction news. This actually just happened yesterday. I was in Once Human all day, so I didn't really, somebody clued me in on this a little bit later. So just apologies for lateness of the video a little bit. Also, reminder, since we're talking about The Long Dark, they actually do have a sale on this as well on Steam. I don't know about other platforms, etc. But it's actually 40% off on the Survival Edition. The DLC, it's about 30%, so I'd almost justify it, though, as you've seen on the channel. The DLC, been a bit of mixed bag, though. Overall, I think it's worth it, but there's a lot of good and there's a lot of bad within it as well. Check out our other videos for that. But, Raph, CEO of Hinterland, is once again in the news, and not in a good way, and I can't say I'm surprised. He followed me and him talking on this channel. Yeah, not surprising. But alright, the Long Dark creator apologized to Manor Lords team after criticism of the hit city builder early access cadence draws comparisons with a cold survival game. Now the thing is, I dropped it right away. I don't think this man has the right to complain about cadence to anyone. The man probably with the longest update cadence around in early access. It's pretty big. I know he's no crunch pro developer. I'm fine with that. But don't try to throw shade just to get a little bit of props. I mean, this we're talking about Manor Lords, a game I've covered on the channel. I like pretty well. It's a very solid game. It's not getting up to the cadence, but the developer, he's a solo guy, but he has some place to do the artwork and some other stuff. So he's not technically solo, as some people try to point out. But he still says it's solo dev. It's gonna get comparison, the potato. But if, like he said, if he closes down, then that's it. That's the end of the game. It's not like if you leave a studio, the studio's still there. So I get what he's saying, but he's starting to build a team, though. Anyway, though. So yeah, criticism of hit city builders early access cadence draws comparisons with his cold survival game. Now, I've been covering Long Dark for 10 plus years. Still story mode isn't done. The DLC that they promised would be a 12-month cadence, and I said they couldn't possibly do in 12 months, and then they got angry about when I said that. Now on 18 months and still not done, having various issues. Needless to be said on that. But Long Dark released this is by Games Radar, by the way. I'll leave a link to their article below. It's good stuff. Released in 2014, is still waiting on its latest story mode chapter. That is sometime this winter, maybe? They do say there's two different teams, but not really a way to verify that. They got two different teams working on it. You're not usually hush-hush about a lot of things. The creator of the cult survival game, The Long Dark, is part of the team behind smash hit builders Manor Lords after criticizing its update cadence. Last week, Hinterland CEO and The Long Dark director and writer, Raphael Van Lira, hit out at Manor Lords, prompting a response from its publisher CEO, Tim Bender. Yeah, it's Hooded Horses, the publisher. They're really nice people, too. I've talked to them. Argued that Manor Lords is a pretty interesting case study in the pitfalls of early access development. Really. I mean, a ton of copies sold. Generally overall positive. The guy is working. He's taking his time. If you spent the time to actually look at it, I think you would have seen that. Not just a knee-jerk reaction. That's what I feel like this is. Not every game should have a live service style update. Bender responded. Convertibility updates. Yeah, no, it's definitely not a live service, as it were. Manor Lords sold 250 copies in the last month. Yeah, sold 2 million copies in the first 2 weeks. 88%, which, Long Dark has been doing that. I mean, the Wintermute, mostly negative recently. Very mixed reviews on DLC, but the overall survival game, still about 91%. I think it does deserve that. That's very well earned. Yeah, 48 minutes per player, very long for any game, especially a recently released one. Yeah, everybody's happy. Why start a fight with Manor Lords? And Manor Lord Greg, I love that guy. He's adorable. He has edited his original post because he realized it was a bad idea. Better way to frame original feedback without referencing a specific game. Well, the thing is, you can't throw shade on anybody when you can't do it yourself. Don't talk about cadence if you cannot keep your own cadence that is not very, fast, as we say, or one could argue almost reasonable. But it's done when it's done, and I'm sure we'll be happy at the end of the day, though. I'm fairly pro-developer and anti-crunch. He's very anti-crunch. Quick to pull a cougar, though. I will tell you that. Step of Dark's own particularly set a journey through development. Does have a good following. I know a lot of great people. I've met a lot of great people through the Long Dark. Yeah, it's 3 years in early access, and I thought they did a good amount of updates then. Maybe so. They don't mention the DLC in here though. Story mode. Yeah, that relied instead of 2014, it relied in 2017. 7 years after that, we're still waiting on the 5th episode, which I'm worried might set us up for a teaser, maybe to season 2. And and I was checking out Manor Lords' great thing. He's still working on everything every day, doing little things. He's sourcing ideas. He's talking to the community. Always a nice guy in the community too. I think maybe Raph could learn a thing or two. Just maybe don't be so negative all the time. But I just also give a link to the original LinkedIn post as well. Apologies, the existing post. He's also got another one. Yeah, and everybody not really positive. Yeah, I think, well, Manor Lords peak. I think, it's a lot of game people going in, diving back for the updates. Really Long Dark's got about maybe 2,000-3,000 concurrent on Steam as well, I know. But it's never been big numbers since release, so. And of course, another thing at the team at Hinterland, but I mean, generally I never hear anything else from anybody else on the team. It's always a certain person putting their foot in their mouth. I don't know if this is for clout or what it is. Just, I would say, if you don't have anything nice to say, maybe don't say it. I don't know. But I just say, if you really, you can't keep up a cadence, you can't give people crap for not keeping up the cadence. That is just my thoughts, ladies and gentlemen. Do remember Long Dark on sale, though? I do love the Survival Edition. Interesting to see when they do bring Cougar back, and we have another update for the Long Dark, the last bit of the DLC, and then story mode. So I'm looking forward to covering that as well. I'm looking to cover more Manor Lords as that develops too. But I hope you guys enjoyed. Sure, hit a like on that video, and I will see you guys in the next one.